Hello. Much love, everybody. I'm just gonna give it a minute and see if anybody pops in. I don't know if we'll do any court cases tonight. I gave Mike what I had ready. So I am working on that intimate shave trial. I actually had been downloading it for a couple of days. So when Mike ran with that one clip, I was like, oh my gosh, I already have that. So I've got all of it downloaded. I need to edit it. Hi, so good to see you. There's no y'all about it yet. It's just us. But I'm hoping the others come soon. But I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, I was just saying that I got all of that intimate shave divorce hearing downloaded. It does need some editing though, because there are some videos that show children faces and things like that. So I've got to cover those up. Ooh, you know, I'm never going to fault you for a hot bubble bath and falling asleep. Hot bubble bath sounds darn good. I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do a whole lot of the court stuff tonight. Might go hunting for clips and see what we come across. But I know Rosie and Lane and a couple others were asking to see my earrings that I make. Hi, Lane. Oh, it's your bedtime. I'm sorry. I'm just showing off the earrings. I'm thinking I might maybe, I don't know, check out like the State Expedited Calendar or something, see if there's anything good going on there. But I was gonna post the earrings that I make, and if anybody wants to buy them, they're obviously available for sale. But yeah, you know, with YouTube taking away my monetization, I can't reapply for that until January. So in between now and then, you know, I got to do what I got to do. Okay, I'll show you. So this is one of my favorite lines that I have is my rainbows. So I gotta find my camera. Okay, so the rainbows, these ones have iridescent beads, so they look kind of like raindrops. And then these ones have little pearls on them, so they look like clouds. And they are painstakingly made so that it doesn't matter which ear you put them in. The rainbow is always facing the way that a rainbow does. Roy G. Biv. And then I have a few random pairs that are, whoopsies, one just fell. That's why I put a pillow under them. The cats think it was for them, but it really wasn't. So these are wire wrapped. So they're hand wire wrapped, and they are filled with wildflower seeds. So they're kind of little potion bottles with wildflower seeds. And the wire wrapping was, yes, I did that. I've got these little golden teardrops. And then these, I don't know if you'll be able to see, the bottom piece is a little, it's, it's not a square. It's not, it's kind of a twisted rectangle almost. It's kind of neat. And the coloring on these, that's actually blue and white, very cloud-like over amber, basically, is the best way that I can describe that. These I call From Darkness Onto Light. So they are mineral crystals. So amethyst, for sure. There's quartz. I think it's a rose quartz, I believe. It's kind of like a pinkish white on the bottom, and I can't remember what the top one is, but so dark purple, amethyst, and then the quartz, and then it goes to the crosses. I have a variety of roses. I love roses. I always have loved roses. In fact, my nickname on the CB when I was a kid, and on every online game I ever played, and my ICQ handle and everything, my nickname was always Devil Rose. And I always used to say I have the attitude of a devil with the beauty of a rose. So now I say I have a face for radio, but Rosie Bacon and Bitchin', she actually won one of the rose pairs on my birthday. So that's one of the pairs. I've got a set of, turn around here, a set of double roses. I like to get unique with how I make these. So I don't really have a lot of duplicate pairs. Every pair is unique, and they all mean something to me. Like, they all have a reason why I made them, or why I bought that set of beads to make things with, or, I was always thinking of a person or an event or something. I just, hi, Philip. Hi, Drons. Good to see you guys. Aww. That's so sweet. Aww. Paper roses? Oh, that must be a song that I've never heard. I'll have to look that one up. Along the rainbow line too, I only had one set enough each for the letters. So I do have joy. They might be backwards because of the camera situation, but I'm not sure if it's flipping the camera image or not. And then I also have peace. So, and those both have clouds for the beads. But then I have my doggy bones. The light is making it, let me see, I'm trying to, so you can see the coloring with the blue with the white stripes, kind of like clouds. Oh, love you, busy mom for Casey. Ooh, in her house. I love cats, and I'm like kind of like a cat whisperer. So, feral cats. That's actually what Billy is, my Billy OT. So you have a wonderful night. Oh, oh no, I worked retail for years and food service. So maybe that's what happened to me. Well, okay, so my family line, one of my family line names actually translates to face of a vulture in its origin country. And the other one translates to driver of the beer truck. So yeah, as a teenager, I learned that. Well, I learned it probably preteen, but yeah, mental that one as a teenager where you're like, yeah, my name translates to driver of the beer truck with the face of a vulture. It was good times in my head. um oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, be careful with that feral cat. Just be glad it's not a feral raccoon. Um, I have. So y'all heard me talking about how much I love police, fire, rescue, EMS, military. I'm like, they've got such a special place in my heart. I've got on that side. I told you the lefts and rights are backwards because of the screen, but or because of the camera. But so I've got my thin blue line and thin red line flag behind me. That has hung in my bedroom since I bought the house. That was the first thing I bought to put up, which was 2020. And I used to actually make thin blue line wood signs with love and family and angels, the St. Michael. I would then mail them out to police departments all over the country in exchange for patches. I made my father 6 large poster board framed poster boards just covered in patches from all over the country. He wasn't a police officer. He was what's called a CSO, community service officer. So he did everything. He had the ability to do everything a police could do, but he couldn't carry a gun. He didn't do arrests, but like he transported prisoners for the sheriff's department for a little while. He would go, he was what was called the weed commissioner. So he would go if people's lawns were too high, he'd have to go deal with that. He handled all animal control complaints. He did parking enforcement. He was the supervisor of sidewalk crossing for schools and whatnot. So he was like the jack of all trades, all of the vehicle maintenance. So he did a lot with the police department for 35 years. He ended up having to retire because of a heart condition. And so that was always a big source of pride for me. Everybody in town knew my dad and me as a result of that. And when I was a kid, I was a rebellious little asshole, not even gonna lie. So if someone was a bad influence, they were suddenly my best friend, just to spite my dad. But as I grew up, luckily I never got into any serious trouble. But I was always the one getting them out of trouble. They'd come to me and say, "Hey, I just got caught doing this." And I'd be like, "Okay, let's see, what you have to do to get out of this is gonna be." Oh, the cops did not like me for that. um yeah, I was a little jerk face. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. My favorite. So I used to always date bad influences. We'll just put it that way. And there was this long running joke at my parents' house where every time I would come home and say that I had a new boyfriend, which, you know, inmate boyfriends, they don't really last long, or, that criminal type boyfriends, they don't last long. So every time I would come home and say I had a new boyfriend, my parents would always go, "Yeah, who's their probation officer?" And there was always an answer. It was a long running joke. And I think I did it intentionally, like I said, just to spite my father. Because that's what teenagers do. But there was one guy that I met, and I didn't even really like him. And I was talking to him, and I was like, "Yeah, who's your probation officer?" And he said something that made me laugh, and I was like, "Oh, okay, even though I don't like this guy, I have to date him just for this." And so I went home, and I was like, "Yeah, I met a new guy tonight." And I was like, gosh, 16, and he was, I think, 17. But I was like, "Yeah, I met a new guy tonight." And my dad goes, "Who's his probation officer?" And I said, "Actually, he doesn't have one. And his psychiatrist says soon he'll be able to get off of his meds." Yeah, I did that. I broke up with him the next day. I really only did it just because I could. I told you I was a little asshole. Maybe that's why the court stuff fascinates me so much. I'm on the other side now. Now, I'm not hanging out and associating with those people, but yeah, that was me. That was me. I didn't do a whole lot that was bad. I really didn't. Um, I was I was mostly a good girl. But I had the worst taste in men. Worst. Thank God when I turned 18 and I had the potential of actually getting real charges, I straightened out and I was like, "Nope, I'm not going to do that anymore." Oh, yeah, usually the therapists are crazier than normal people. It- Someone once said, and I believe it's true. I don't know, but someone once said usually people go into the field of being a therapist to try to figure out what's wrong with themselves first, because they don't want to go seek therapy themselves. So instead, they go into schooling for it to learn about it so that they can diagnose themselves, basically. And I've met some pretty out there therapists, so I kind of think maybe. I was more than that. I was an asshole. I'm telling you, I was an asshole. My poor parents. You're right. You're right. Yeah. You're 100% right. Okay. So, anyways, that's my bond with with Thin Blue Line Y and whatnot. I grew up and now I have a great deep love and respect for them. And it's kind of one of those in honor of my father sort of things. He put up with so much from me, and he was a good dad. He is a good dad. He is still around. So, but this is one from my Thin Blue line. So I have a line with Blue Tiger's Eye that it's the colors of the Thin Blue Line. And then like this one is Guardian Angels for canine officers or for the canines. Or can also be for, if a canine officer or canine passes, it can be, for family remembrance for that as well. There's also these angels, or they could just be pretty blue angels. But I did, in my mind when I made them, it was to honor fallen law enforcement. Yes, I'm a big canine lover, as you could tell from my doggie that I bring on often. Let's see. Oh, there's these ones, which they're not the angel ones, but they are still the Thin Blue Line theme with the canine. I've got another variation of the Blue Line Angels. And then just some simple, these ones are, oopsies, dropping stuff, Butterfingers. These ones kind of look like dog bones, almost, or dog toys. And they've got the dog paws on the bottom, but they're a little longer. Just little dangly, pretty ones. Hey, good to have you, Ollie. I've got these. And these little guys here. Again, these are the Blue Tiger's eyes. And I just love when light hits them. They're so pretty. I also have, let's see, I've got a couple more in the Blue Line. These ones remind me of a little girl dancing, like the little girl dress. They've got the pearl on top. And then the Blue Tiger's Eye. And then the camera angle's not going to let you see it very well, but they kind of look like a little girl in a dress. And so they reminded me of, of a sweet little girl dancing. And then I've got these. And I've got these, which are very similar, but oh yes, and that is abundant, especially in the big towns. You get that a lot in big cities, and it's just stupid. Don't do wrong and talk about how bad the cops are and they're all trying to get you, and then turn around and want the cops to save your behind. And I dropped, hold on one second, don't mind me, trying not to break my neck. I don't have my cane or my walker down here. Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it. Yeah, I am. So right now I am currently banished to the basement, which is not easy to get down the stairs with my spine injury. It's kind of painful to do that. But my kid didn't feel comfortable with me streaming upstairs. I haven't done the clip yet, Holly. Yeah, this one, if you look at the description, this one was me showing off the jewelry I make, and then we might go over and check out a couple of calendars after. But yeah, so but yeah, I got banished to the basement because she didn't want to risk getting caught on camera. But it's okay. I got my kitties. I got my grand kitty up there. Yup. And then my baby is asleep on my purse right at my feet. So, my Billy OT, he's sleeping on my purse. So, so they keep me company. They won't let grandma mama be alone. So this is my military one. So it's got black on the top and the bottom, and then it's got the green in the middle, and it's a marbled, I think it's jade. There you go. That's a good shot of it. But it's beautiful military colors. And then I do that as well for fire. Got a little, just tiny little dust on it. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this is the fire department version. And then I've got, these ones they're okay. They were one of my first pairs that I made for the fire department. As I just tried out, how to get the hooping together. Almost done here. I've got just a couple more pair. One more set of the angels, and then one more set of the military. And then I have 2, 4, 5, 6 more sets of of rainbows. They're kind of doubled up on the board here. So yeah, I've got multiple sets of the rainbows on there. But yeah, so that's what I have currently for earrings. And I do take special requests too. I have an Australian Shepherd Redbone Coonhound. Her name is Ava. She's the one, if you've watched the clips where I did like the pop-ups for the clips, she's at the very end of it wearing her Mario hat. I might be able to pull her up here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. There. And sorry, I'm learning how to do this. And I've got to do this. All right. You see her? I don't know if I can zoom in. Is there a way to zoom? There's a way to zoom. This is Ava. She's my baby. She's so cute. All right. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can pull up today. I saw this going today. I have not watched it yet. But usually there's some good stuff in it. So let's have some fun, play some clips. If we get bored at that one, then we can always, I might have to, do I have to separate this? I might have to do it this way. Sorry, I'm still learning how to use StreamYard. I'm no Mike. All right. Why won't it let me do this? I should make them. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. I can bring this up. Okay, let's go here just to test this out. All right, let's see if we can test this out. And then I'm going to do this. Okay, I see. Okay, so I'm sharing that one. Forgive me one
Okay.
more.
No
Right.
problem. Good luck.
Okay, the only thing is I can't see my comments. Yes, I 100% think I'm going to have to do that. All right.
It's hot here and it's been right now.
That.
Yeah, it was warm in here yesterday too.
And all right. Yay. All right, you guys are going to have to help me think of some clever
We do have two homicides.
fishing line.
I believe 2 exams. I don't know what they are. I just
Fishing
got the
lines.
sheet.
Homicide things.
We then continue the homicides.
I don't think so.
Let's go. Let's see what. Come on, Judge King. Nothing good today?
360-134-0000.
Thank you very much, Judge. You guys have a great day. Appreciate the help.
Ooh. That must be, he must be doing a trial today. All right. We're gonna. So sorry. Let's find something better. They call it fishing, not catching. You're so cute. I adore you guys. I just love you. All right, let's go with this one. All right. Okay.
I already spoke to him, so I'm ready to proceed. You are ready, Ron.
Okay, well, it was on the list this morning. He actually was scheduled for tomorrow, but since they sent it over, I'm gonna try to get.
But
Okay.
3 of them became
At that opportunity.
Your Honor, Attorney Randy Williams, I just need 2 minutes to clarify one thing with Miss Brianna Bryant.
All right, are you able to give the jail a call so we can, is there a number that Attorney Williams can call?
Yes, ma'am. Call 404-612.
La 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 la.
Okay, yeah, I just tried to call that number, but I'll try again. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sorry,
And Ms.
when
Kim,
I'm-
you need to speak with Ms. Odom as well?
When
Or
I'm
I'm not sure if
doing
it's
it
Ms. or
fresh,
Mr.
I haven't edited
Odom was
anything.
transferred to DA.
but
Okay.
3 of them became
Oh,
Oh,
misdemeanor.
Odom is, number 14. That
Yeah.
was that case transferred? Mr.
Not to
Walker?
my knowledge, Your Honor. Good
Okay,
afternoon.
so Ms. Kim needs to speak to, position 14.
did y'all catch that? We had a driver. We had a driver in the middle there.
And then also, there were a couple of late add-ons that's not on the calendar. I imagine that the PDs probably will need to speak with them. It is Terry Kilpatrick and Randy Jackson. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. I represent Mr. Kilpatrick. I already spoke to him, so I'm ready to
Okay.
proceed. You are ready, Ron.
Okay, well, it was on the list this morning. He actually was scheduled for tomorrow, but since they sent it over, I'm gonna try to get it accused. So then that case might take some time.
He's so much drama.
So we still can't discuss it today?
No,
Wait 1 second, let's see.
No, I said we could discuss it today, but it might take some time.
You're
because
not gonna get to go first, is what Mr. Walker
Yeah.
is saying.
It's
The
on
case
tomorrow's
has to
list,
be
but we'll
sent
handle it today.
over. Oh, I don't love an add-on calendar.
So
That means that I have not
I
had
haven't
time.
received it either. I mean,
Right.
And if when an add-on calendar, we don't have the same time to prepare.
Miss Challenger,
Alright.
did you make some phone calls and have him pushed up to today?
I mean, not this time, but you know, I do
Okay.
the next.
Well, we'll get to it. I haven't worked it up and I don't think it's been sent out officially.
It has, and I have not received it.
There is no add-on calendar that's been sent to the state court.
I received
Okay.
an email from the jail.
So in other words, I guess he's saying maybe, maybe not.
I'll get it done for Miss Challenger. I just want to put everybody on notice since me and Miss Challenger are the only ones aware.
What's the booking number?
I actually interviewed Randy Jackson as well. Yeah, and I was the one who forwarded.
I think we're talking about Mr. Kilpatrick, correct?
Yeah, he was forwarded to counselor attorney.
Okay, we'll get to it. Just bear with me and I'll get the cases worked out.
Anybody got some booking numbers?
Because we are gonna need the
I'll try to
history.
put it in the chat in my first opportunity.
Okay, so with that being said, where are we starting?
Number I'm ready. I've had an opportunity to speak with my client. If you want to
Okay,
start.
we'll probably get to Mr. Williams next. All right. Position 6, I have,
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge, it's position number 7, Ms. Hernandez.
all right, Ms. Hernandez, your case is 23 CR 006273J.
I'm sorry. This is already so much fun and they haven't even gotten started. Like, oh, yeah. And Mr. Walker there, he is so much drama. It's funny. And I love the public defender and her there is a slight I don't want to say language barrier because she does speak very well. But for instance, in one of the episodes that I did previously. She said, my client has a bleeding and he needs to take care of his bleeding. And she was talking about he got cut. He had a wound that needed to be bandaged. But it reminds me of Ziva from one of the, golly, one of the shows. Not Bones, like something like NCIS or something like that. One of those types of shows. Anyways, there was a character named Ziva, and she would always mix up sayings, and that's what this public defender reminds me of. I just love it. I absolutely adore her. She's adorable.
You're charged with simple battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
No, can you reiterate that for me, please?
I can't hear you. What were you saying?
Can you reiterate for
Okay, you have a right to
wasn't
remain
that.
silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. You understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Sarah, can I have that history, please?
Her fourth arrest, 2020, she was arrested back in September. Shoplifting, possession of a Schedule 2. That's 23 CP 221701. And got an open 2022 case. Possession of a controlled substance. That's 22 CP 210209. And she got a failure to appear from this year as well.
Okay.
We have a guest star appearance
All right.
from
That's
Thing.
my case, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched at 7,000 Roswell Road, where they spoke to the victim, a Miss Maribel. Last name is spelled O-C-H-O-A. From my understanding, that is the mother of the defendant. They were engaged in some type of verbal altercation surrounding a Uber. At that time, the defendant did strike and push the victim with a shoe. The state is asking for a $2,500 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from that incident location. No contact with the victim, Maribel Ochoa, and a family violence intervention program. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And I would sign for the victim, Ms. Maribel Ochoa.
Okay. Is Ms. Ochoa present? No, ma'am. Do not allow your attorney to speak, okay? Please avail yourself of your right to remain silent. Is Ms. Ochoa present and wishes to make a statement? I don't see anyone with that name on the screen. Mr. Williams, this is your case or this is Ms. Abden?
This is my case.
All right, please proceed, Ms. Abden.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client's 21 years old. She firmly denies these allegations. It's my understanding that the complaining witness, her mother, was the first aggressor. My client was badly hurt due to the incident, and we would not object to the no further contact, the stay away, and I am objecting to the family violence intervention program. These are just allegations at this time, Your Honor, and I would request that we leave that for a later court date. I believe the recommendation was a signature bond through the jail, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so no objection to that either.
All right. I'm not sending it through the jail. Defendant received a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial per judge. She's going to take the one-day anger awareness course and have no contact with the alleged victim, last name Ochoa. She is going to, she's to stay away from that location. She can return one time with law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition of that SOB through pretrial per judge. Is there anything additional?
Yeah, can that be level 2? I'm supposed to ask.
You're requesting level 2?
Yes.
Instead of level 1?
Yes. I mean, it's still up to you, but I'm just supposed to.
I know it's up to you. Okay.
And
I don't have any objection to a level 2, but I'm not sure I understand the rationale for making her report twice. You know?
I would have to explain all this stuff to you off the record, out of court.
Okay. I wish.
Your Honor, so she's working. She's also in college.
I wasn't gonna do the level 2, but There must be a reason.
I think this is a recent FTA, Your Honor, if I guessing.
We're all guessing at this point, because the answers I usually get are not the answers you think I get. Ma'am, I think you should let Miss Abden speak to you. I know you want to say something. I'm giving you a signature bond. I suggest that you just speak to Miss Abden later, okay? Because you might say something that ends up being used against you, okay?
This is
Do you understand?
great.
Let's unmute her. Do you understand that? Because you look like you're still trying to tell me something.
I just want to say the FTA was.
No.
Ms. Hernandez,
No.
just
Mm-mm.
exercise your right to remain silent. You're getting a signature bond. You're getting out. If you have any questions, please feel free to call my office.
I'm sorry?
2,500. I'm confused about that part.
Okay, you're getting a signature bond. Your attorney can explain it further, all right? I believe, okay, since they're suggesting level 2 and I'm unsure why.
But let me say this. So going forward, we had a training. So anybody that go through pretrial, you're gonna hear us call out a recommended level, just so y'all know. Y'all probably get sick of hearing me say it, but I'm just letting you know. But like I said, you the judge, it's still up to you. But I'm just supposed to say what the recommendation is based on the bond assessment. That's
All right, understood. She can stay at level 1.
Fine.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Best of luck to you, Ms. Hernandez. That concludes your case. All right, who do we have next?
Position number 3, Bryant.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Bryant. Your case is 23 CR 006284C. You're charged with hit and run, duty to stop, and passing with insufficient clearance with the offense date of April the 3rd. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hart, what I'm most interested in here is the driving history, if you have it.
But that's what I was gonna give you. That's all she got. She got third arrest, 2019 DUI. She was recommended level 1.
He's recommended for trial. Okay, thank you. Whose case is this for the state?
Good afternoon, Judge Liz Baker here on behalf of the state.
All right, Ms. Baker, please proceed.
Thank you, Judge. This incident occurred in the area of the 4400 block of Wyuka Road. Police officers responded to an accident where the defendant attempted to negotiate around a disabled vehicle in the roadway and struck the car, left the roadway, and struck a tree. She asked bystanders to help her get out of the car, said she had no insurance and that she did not want to go to jail. She left without rendering aid to anyone involved or exchanging her information. And she did not have insurance at the time of the offense. The state's requesting a signature bond with defensive driving as with the condition, and no guns, drugs, or alcohol.
All right, Mr. Williams, this is your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm inclined to accept that recommendation and give her a $3,000 SOB through the jail and require that she complete a defensive driving course. Do you have any objection to that, bond, or is there anything additional you'd like to put onto the record?
No, Your Honor, I don't have any objections to that. But I just for the record, would say that those facts are definitely in dispute, but I have no objection to the recommendation.
All right, defendant will receive a $3,000 through the jail. She's also going to complete a defensive driving course. She's going to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a.
It's not even necessarily the running. I mean, that's annoying, the hit and run, aspect of it. But if she had, just dented somebody's car and hit and ran, I'd have been like, oh, well, she's just a jerk. But hitting a person and not even checking if they're okay and not administering any type of aid, like, that's inhuman. That's a special kind of evil. Like there's a sectioned off gated community in hell for people like that. Like, and I'll drive the bus to take you there.
Condition of that signature bond through the jail. Is
Is
there
that
anything
1,000
further?
on each charge, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is there anything additional, Mr. Williams or Ms. Baker?
Not for me, Your Honor.
No, thank you.
All right, Mr. Williams, does that conclude your business before the court today?
It does. Thank you so much. Now be
All
excused.
right, take care. Have a good afternoon.
You too.
All right, who do we have next?
Position number 8,
All right, please pronounce your name for me.
Lanaya.
And your last name is Posh? All right, Ms. Hodge, your case is 23 CR 0062748. Excuse me, in this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant was arrested for basically squatting in a vacant home. That address is 3459 Village Park Lane Southwest. The owner of that home, his name is Ross McTiernan, McTiernan. The state is simply asking for a signature brought through the jail and to stay away from that instant location. And we would sound for the owner of the home, Ross McTiernan.
Okay, I'm sorry, I did skip Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, please give me the history.
Oh, now you want me. Okay. First arrest. Just so you know.
Thank you. I had a feeling. All right. I'm inclined to give that signature bond through the jail with the stay away, Ms. Abden. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. I do believe that my client's items are at this location. Her brother used to live there. It's my understanding that's why she went there. And so would you be open to getting her a one-time law enforcement escort for her to get those items?
I'm thinking about, you're not really supposed to have your stuff there anyway.
I mean, my concern is because, I mean, it's not an abandoned home. The owner just does not reside there. My concern is if no one.
I'm inclined to say those items are lost, Ms. Abden. I apologize.
Thank
I
you.
do.
Yeah, it's not like he let her stay there and, and they broke up or something. She moved her dang self in. She moved her stuff in without the owner having given permission. Like, no, she doesn't get to go back and get her things. Her things never should have been there in the first place.
Sympathize with your client. However, when you're trespassing, can't really allegedly trespassing. Let's put it that way.
And Your Honor,
All right.
Sorry, and just for the record, she went there to go get her items. That was the trespass, but I understand.
Wait, so she was there to retrieve items from a.
Yes,
Okay.
it's my understanding. Sorry, it's confusing. Her brother had been staying there. She went to go get her items from there. That is how she came into contact with the police, Your Honor. So it's my understanding, since this happened, yesterday, her items are still there. She was asking if she'd be able to go get them, but she's okay with not doing that. I just thought I'd ask.
I understand, and I appreciate your advocacy for your client. Defendant is going to receive a $5,000 SOB through the jail. She must stay away from that location and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition of that SOB through the jail. All right, best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Number 13, Ms. Norman.
All right. Ms. Norman, your case is 23 CR 006271C. You're charged with theft of service and simple assault with the offense date of August the 13th. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard, that history.
First, jail was a recommendation.
Okay. Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant essentially ran to the Juicy Crab located at 1715 Howe Mill.
The Juicy
The host
Crab.
of the restaurant, she was standing near the front door. Her name is Niami Jones, Nimi Jones. The defendant ran in and snatched money out of the hostess' hands. To the one count of theft of service, we are asking for a UJR through pretrial services. Same thing for the simple assault. No contact with the victim, Naomi Jones. Stay away from the Juicy Crab located at 1715 Howe Mill Road. And we are also asking for a 1 anger management course.
Okay, so she's alleged to have snatched money.
Yeah,
From-
performing and snatch money from the host.
Do you know the amount, Mr. Walker?
I don't have the.
Don't know the amount. I was
I only have
curious.
the warrant.
Okay. And Ms. Challenger, this is your client?
Yes, Your Honor, it is. I think I can, give me 1 moment. I think I did just see the warrant. Let's just see. Okay, I did just one over there.
I mean, I tell the beg, Your Honor. Apparently she snatched money from another customer attempting to pay.
Okay, that makes a little more
Yeah.
sense.
That's not my
Okay,
understanding. That.
all right. Ms. Challenger, I know you were gonna clarify that. But what I'm inclined to do is give her the signature bond through the jail with the stay away. And let me do this. Is Ms. Jones on the line?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Jones, please, if you'd like to make a statement, turn on your camera, raise your right hand. All right. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
All right. I am not, you put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Jones, I am not sentencing the defendant today. This is simply a bond hearing.
Mhm.
What that means is that there will be other proceedings as it pertains to this charge. So whether you disagree with the facts as alleged by the state is not of critical importance to me. This is not really the type of situation where you would have ongoing contact with the defendant, but typically what I'm concerned with is any contact you might want to have with the defendant or any concerns you have for your safety, but that's not really as applicable here as you don't have a continuing relationship with her. However, I will allow you to make a statement, but remember, again, it's not really, you will have your chance to really speak to what happened, but I will hear a brief statement from you today, okay? So Ms. Jones, what would you like to tell me?
Well, in that case, Your Honor, based on what you just said, my statement would be irrelevant because my statement was based on most of the facts that were just stated were incorrect. And, that was pretty much what I had to say.
Understood, and you will have that chance to express that, Ms. Jones. This is a misdemeanor offense, and the defendant is entitled to a bond.
Mhm.
So we are just addressing bond today, but you can stay in touch with the victim witness advocate at the solicitor's office who will assist you with navigating through the process, okay?
Thank you so much, Your Honor. You all have a pleasant day.
You too. Take care. Thank you for coming to court. I appreciate that. All right, Ms. Challenger, I'm inclined to give her the signature bond through the jail and require the stay away. But I am not going to do the anger awareness at this time. Do you have any objections or anything additional you'd like to add to the record?
No, Your Honor, just to make the court aware, she has been in custody for 3 days. She was unaware that she had a warrant. This matter took place in August, which we'll dispute when it gets to state court. But then she was pulled over for a traffic offense and then held in DeKalb County for 3 days. So just want to make the court aware of that. She does have 3 children. They have missed 2 days of school because of that. And so we are thankful that you are allowing a signature bond so she can be released and handle this case outside.
All right, understood. Defendant is going to receive a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. 3,000 count 1, 3,000 count 2. She's to stay away from that Juicy Crab location on Howe Mill and have absolutely no contact whatsoever with Ms. Jones. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition of that SOB through the jail. Is there anything further or additional?
Nothing from defense, Your Honor.
All right. And I'm assuming Mr. Walker has nothing either. Best of luck to you, Ms. Norman. That concludes your case.
Position number 1, Anderson.
Holly, come see me.
All right, who do we have before us?
Number 1, Anderson.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Anderson. Your case is 23 CR 006282J. You're charged with battery family violence with the offense date of June the 11th. Do you understand your rights? Was that a yes? You can nod. All right, Mr. Howard, the history.
14 total. Last arrest was in August. Possession of a firearm by convicted felon or felony first offender. That was out of Cobb. That's open.
And Your Honor, we will need a breakout room for this due to MH. I should have put it in the chat, but I didn't get a chance to.
Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this one at the end. Then, are there other cases?
But you want the history?
No, because we have to come back. I won't remember, Mr. Howard.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, I'm sorry, just one thing, because my understanding is that Mr. Anderson? Marquez Anderson?
Yes, that's your client?
Yes, unless something has changed.
I'm sorry. I meant it's for Armstrong. I misheard.
Oh,
I apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry. Bring Mr. Anderson back. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Fall and spring are my favorite times. Well, autumn, I should say. Yeah, autumn and spring. Those are my times. Especially my birthday's in October, so that's gotta be my time, of course. But yeah, I don't like it when it's too hot, and in the summertime it can get pretty blistering. And I hate the cold. Hate when it gets freezing. And we have 1 week stretch every year in January about that. It is anywhere from -30 to -50. Not kidding you, the wind chills. Like last year, it was so bad. Like I'd go outside to take the garbage out or have a cigarette or something. And you literally would step outside and the air would burn your lungs, like freeze dried burn. It was so painful to even breathe. You just, yeah, nope. Not a fan of Wisconsin winters. We used to get snow. We used to get a lot of snow. Like be able to jump off of your garage rooftop into the snowbank kind of snow and not get hurt. Being able to make snow angels kind of snow. We don't get snow anymore. Now it's just blistering cold and it sucks. That part sucks. Yeah, I don't like winter in Wisconsin. Nope. But autumn and spring, man, I can rock those all year long.
All right.
Trying to keep me here all day. That's okay.
All right. Question B. Are there breakouts are requested for position 2? Are there other places that were requesting breakout?
Yes, I think we have one other for MH. 1 second, Your Honor. That is position 11.
Okay. So if we could do 2 and 11 towards the end, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue, Mr. Howard.
Might be.
You got an open case out of Cobb. On probation in Fulton, ag assault. Possession of a knife or possession of a firearm during the commission. That's 19 SC 171314. Probation violations from 2021, 2022.
That random hand.
2018 terroristic threats. 2016 FTA burglary. 2016 theft by receiving no loan. That's it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Walker, is this your case or is this Ms. Baker?
Good afternoon, Judge. That is my case.
All right, please proceed.
Judge, the victim in this case is Ms. Shaniqua Hawkins. The incident occurred in June the 11th of 2023 at 2423 MLK Drive in Northwest Atlanta.
I've seen that.
It's apartment 2108. Law enforcement responded to a domestic call there, spoke with the victim. She stated she and the defendant had been living together since March. They had an argument over alleged infidelity, and he threw a 32-inch television screen at her. This struck her in the head, resulting in swelling in her face.
Oh!
He was gone when the police arrived. The state is requesting a $2,000 surety bond that the defendant stay away from 2423 MLK Jr. Drive, apartment 2108. That he have no further contact with Ms. Hawkins, no guns, drugs, or alcohol, family violence intervention program, and would ask that the court sound for the victim, please.
All right, Ms. Hawkins, if you're present and wish to make a statement, which you are not required to do, I'm going to ask that you turn on the camera and raise your right hand.
I remember that. Is that Texas, Busy Mom?
All right, hearing none, Ms. Challenger, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client is 28 years old. He is here from Georgia, live here locally. He no longer lives at that address. They did reside together at that time. So the stay away is not an issue. He has a different address. He does contest the charges, which will handle in state court. Your Honor, we understand that there is a hold for him, but we are asking for a signature bond. Once he does get out of custody, I do have a different address that he will live in, and then we'll be able to handle this case. And they do also share a child together, which they have a 2-year-old.
All right, defendant will receive a $1,500 surety bond. He is to have no contact with Ms. Hawkins. He can arrange transport of the child by coordinating with a third party. He is to stay away from that location on MLK. I understand he no longer lives there. However, if he does need to return, he can do so one time with law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And as a reminder, he will be reset to state all purpose on October the 31st. Is there anything additional?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
No, thank
you, sir. What do we have next?
Position number 4, Christian.
Good afternoon. Are you Del Vecchio Christian?
Yes.
All right, your case is 23 CR 006285C. You're charged with striking an unattended vehicle and giving false information to an officer back in November of 2022. You understand your rights?
I understand, that's what I was told.
You understand your rights today?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Howard?
4 total. Last arrest was 2016, driving without a valid license. He got some violence from early 2000 that was dismissed. He currently got 2 FTA charges on his booking. That's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Baker, please proceed.
Thank you, Judge. This case stems from the defendant's rental of a U-Haul van. Apparently, he provides moving services. On the date that Your Honor just referenced, he was operating a U-Haul truck and backed it into another car that was unattended. The owner of that vehicle is Terry, Terry, Austin. He left the scene without reporting that fact to the vehicle owner. Using surveillance cameras and information provided by U-Haul, officers were able to locate the defendant. They asked him for his insurance information, which he provided, and obviously for his name and date of birth. The officer provided that information to the victim so that they could follow up and have their car repaired. And the defendant refused to cooperate, stated that it wasn't him. And it turns out he gave the officer a false date of birth. We're asking for a bond, leave it to the judges, get the court's discretion, Defensive driving, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, restitution to the victim, and we'd also ask to sound for the victim. Thank you.
Fulton
All
County,
right, is
Georgia.
Terry Austin present and wishes to make a statement? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Abden.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 45 years old. He's been living in Georgia since 2005 consistently. He does have a lot of family here and strong ties to the community. He is gainfully employed, Your Honor. He works as a Class A CDL driving a truck. He does freight hauling. He was supposed to start his first
Oh, darn it. Dag nabbit. I went to try to mute it and it went backwards. No, I don't know if y'all saw when I was just holding my cat and I went to move him so that I could, do the button thingies. And he reached up and he grabbed my face on either side and he just goes, like he was gonna try to bite my face, but couldn't figure out how to get the whole thing in his mouth at once. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it looked like on that side, but I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, I love that boy. I love that cat. He is my heart. He is my absolute heart. Okay, let me see if I can find where we were.
1,000, 3,500, and 1,500. So all that is one.
I only see two.
To locate the defendant, they asked him for his insurance information, which he provided, and obviously for his name and date of birth.
Is this
The officer
close?
provided that information to the victim so that they could follow up and have their car repaired. And the defendant refused to cooperate, stated that it wasn't him. And it turns out he gave the officer a false date of birth. We're asking for a bond, leave it to the judges, get the court's discretion. Defensive driving, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, restitution to the victim, and we'd also ask to sound for the victim. Thank you.
All right, is Terry Austin present and wishes to make a statement? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Abden.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 45 years old. He's been living in Georgia since 2005 consistently. He does have a lot of family here and strong ties to the community. He is gainfully employed, Your Honor. He works as a Class A CDL driving a truck. He does freight hauling. He was supposed to start his first day of work yesterday, Your Honor, but he got arrested. And so he doesn't have any income at this time, and his future income and earnings are in jeopardy because he is in jail. So his indigency is a concern. My client firmly denies these allegations. He tells me that this is a situation of mistaken identity. And without going too much into the facts today, Your Honor, he firmly denies ever taking out a U-Haul on that date or being involved in any of this situation. And this incident did allegedly occur in 2022, and I believe that the two FTAs are associated with these two charges that he was not aware of, Your Honor. And so due to his indigency, he cannot make any bond today, Your Honor. So setting a bond for him would be like no bond at all. And so I am requesting a signature bond or a reduction in the current bond as he can't afford it.
What is the current bond?
I believe it's I just need to do math. It's 1,000, 1,000, 3,500, and 1,500. So all that is one.
I only see two charges on this calendar, so he has four. You're seeing, Ms. Abden?
So I guess maybe we're not going to deal with the FTAs today, Your Honor, but that's on his booking sheet.
Okay, understood. Okay, that makes sense. All right, defendant will receive a $4,000 signature bond through the jail, 2,000 each count. He is not to drive unless he has a valid license. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, that's so much to you.
Was that a SOB through pretrial or jail?
SOB jail.
Thank you. Next position is 5, Mr. Dixon.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Dixon. Your case is 23 CR 0062770B. You're charged with DUI, less safe, and driving on the wrong side of the road. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, I am, man.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Fifth arrest, 2013 battery,
October
2013
12th?
disorderly conduct conviction. He got a 05 DUI conviction. That's it.
All right, thank you. Is this your case, Ms. Baker?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you. This gentleman was arrested yesterday, just before midnight. He was involved in an accident at 768 Constitution Road. It was apparent to the responding officers that he was intoxicated, slurred speech, unable to stand up or walk. He was driving a 2014 Toyota Tacoma, crossed left of the center and struck 2 vehicles in the oncoming lanes of traffic. To my understanding, there were no injuries. We're asking for a bond through pretrial services. He has a surety bond at this point of $2,500 for the DUI and $1,500 for the traffic charge. Of most importance to the state is a drug and alcohol evaluation, that he have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond, and no contact with the other drivers. Thank you.
What are the other drivers' names?
I do not have that. I do
Okay.
not have that information at my fingertips. I apologize.
Understood, that's all right. Ms. Apton, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 74 years old. He's been living in Georgia his whole life. He has strong ties to the community. He's a disabled veteran, Your Honor. He served in the military for 3 years. He currently has a lot of health conditions. His primary caretaker is his wife. He has a neck brace, a knee brace, a lot of health issues. He also experienced a seizure about a month ago. He does deny these allegations, Your Honor. It's my understanding that he may have experienced another seizure, and he denies being under the influence at the time of him driving. I did speak with him about this, and he would not object to any driving restrictions. And he agrees that he needs to get this checked out. And he is also on a lot of medication for his health conditions, and he doesn't have access to those medications at the jail. He also has a minor granddaughter living in the home with him who he cares for. And so
if he's on a lot of medications, that could possibly explain what happened. You know, it could be a medication interaction or something, but it's definitely something that needs to get addressed.
So I am requesting a signature bond, Your Honor, as he is recommended. We would not object to a no further contact with the complaining witnesses.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $2,500 split bond. It's going to be a $1,500 surety bond on count 1 and a $1,000 signature bond through the jail on count 2. He's not to drive. And additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
That is all. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to interrupt. The state was requesting a drug and alcohol evaluation. I don't know if I stated that or.
You did, but I'm not going to do that at this time.
All right.
Ms.
Thank
Baker.
you.
All right, who do we have next?
Maybe 74 was his cutoff.
Hold on, Judge, let me get up.
Can we do Miss Challenger's case, the Kilpatrick, now that we have the case number?
Yes, I'm ready on that one, if the jail is.
I feel bad for him, but if he's in that state, yeah, he shouldn't be
And
driving.
Your Honor, just while he's getting that, I also have position 16 too. And that would be my last one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, who do I have before me?
Kilpatrick.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Kilpatrick. The case is 23 CR 0062990J. You're charged with simple assault with the incident date of October the 18th. Do you understand, right? All right, Ms. Howard, do you have that history?
You guys are great.
No,
Oh
I'll defer to the
God, I
state.
love you.
I'm about to try
Alright.
to look something up though.
I have it, Your Honor. He has 7 cycles. Looks like there's a conviction for shoplifting and then another simple battery arrest. However, he does have 2 open cases in Fulton County. I have 23 CP 219186. He's currently out on a split bond, including a pretrial services bond that looks like it's a criminal damage to property, a battery felony violence, and cruelty to children. He has an additional open case in state court, 23R004261J. I believe that's terroristic threats. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 3000 Continental Colony Parkway, where they spoke with the victim, Miss Alexis Steverson. She advised that the defendant is her child's father. He was engaged in a verbal altercation with his sister. In the midst of trying to break up their argument, the defendant threw a TV and a humidifier at the victim, Miss Alexis Steverson. They do share a child together and do reside at that residence. To the 1 count of simple assault, family violence, the state is asking for a $3,000 surety, no further contact with the victim, and to stay away from the incident location. She is, well, in the warrant, she has lived there since August. So that is her residence as well. So we will be asking for her to stay away.
And I'm sorry, quickly, what was her name again? Sorry for count.
Alexis Steverson.
All right, is Ms. Steverson present and wishes to make a statement at this time? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Challenger? You're muted, Ms. Challenger.
I'm sorry about that. Yes, Your Honor. So for this particular one, and I'm sorry, I don't have the warrant for this. So my understanding is that they did not live together, and I'm just going by what the state said. But so my understanding is the address where this alleged matter took place is not my client's house. They do not live together. They do share a child together, which the child is 1 year old. My client is a resident here of Georgia. We are contesting these allegations that happened, and we are asking for a signature bond at this time for this case.
And Your Honor, we haven't had an opportunity to contact the victim, but according to the warrant, they live together at that location.
We got to
So-
tie
Can I have the warrant? Because I don't even
Fulton
have
County
it.
together.
I can email it to you, but it's gonna
Yes,
take a
please.
few seconds.
Is that, you say your client has another address, Ms. Challenger?
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding is that he lives at Continental Colony Parkway. Is that the same place as the warrant?
That's the same
Oh, it is.
address.
Yeah,
Okay.
she said that she has lived at that address with him since August, and that's all in the warrant.
Okay,
So okay.
go ahead.
And I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't mean to cut you off. Because of that, Your Honor, so my understanding is it is an apartment. And so I don't know whose name is on the lease because my client said he lives alone. So my understanding may be that his name is on the lease. So I understand that you're probably going to put in a stay away clause, but my concern, if that's the case, is that if that's his apartment and not hers.
Okay, if she lives there, I am gonna do the stay away. He can return with law enforcement to figure out if she's still there. If she's gone and has vacated, then he can return. Otherwise, he is gonna have to stay away from that residence. Defendant's gonna receive $1,000 surety bond. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. And I just explained the stay away provision. Additionally, he's to have no drugs,
A little bit.
alcohol, or weapons. I do understand, Ms. Challenger, your position, but I am not gonna put the victim out at this point, especially without hearing a statement from her.
Okay.
Is there anything additional?
Nothing for me, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Kilpatrick. That concludes your case.
Number 16, Williams.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Your case is 23 CR 006280C. You're charged with criminal trespass and damage to property. Do you understand your rights?
I do.
All right, Mr. Howard.
This is third arrest. 2021 was the last for burglary first degree, ag assault, theft by taking. And that appears to be open. We got a 2021 trespass arrest.
Okay. All right, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, Judge. The 2021 arrest excuse me, that Mr. Howard just referenced involves the same victim at the same address. In this particular incident on July the 30th of 2023, the defendant appeared at the victim's residence at 1890 Myrtle Street, Unit 414, and kicked the door in, or repeatedly kicked the door. It damaged the door and also broke the glass. There's video footage available. Apparently, the victim and the defendant have known each other for at least 20 years. The victim does not want the defendant reappearing at his home. He stated he's previously obtained a temporary protective order against Mr. Williams. It's my understanding this prior case is in diversion status with the DA's office. And my main concerns are that he not return to that location. We're requesting a surety bond through the jail. The bond's already been set, but we're asking that it be a surety bond, that he stay away from 1890 Myrtle Street, Unit 414, no contact whatsoever with Mr. Jonathan Perry, who's the victim, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. I do anticipate that the victim will be available today.
All right, Mr. Perry, if you are present, please unmute your screen, turn on your camera, and raise your right hand.
He needs a bow tie.
Can you see me?
No,
Okay,
your
just-
screen is extremely distorted. We have to be able to see your face. All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear in affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
There's a
All right.
green screen.
As you may have heard these instructions earlier, I'm not sentencing the defendant today, so I'm not as critically concerned with your rendition of the facts, or if you disagree with what Ms. Baker said. What I'm most concerned with today is any concerns you have for your safety and any desire for contact you may have with the defendant. In light of those instructions, what do you like? Would you like to tell me, Ms. Baker?
Well, I mean, like she said, I've known him for over 20 years. We went to college together, and we've been friends for that long. I care about him, but I don't want the banging on the kicking in the doors. I mean, at all hours of the night and things like that. And I really don't want him to stay away because we have been friends for that long. But if that's what it takes, then I'm willing to go for that, because I've asked him not to, and he'll come over here kicking at my door, and making all just yelling really loud and call me all sorts of names and stuff. And when I don't let him in, he'll after a while he'll go away, but he not without doing some damage.
All right, I understand. Thank you, Ms. Perry. I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement. Ms. Challenger?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client, my client's 40 years old. He is originally from DC. He does live here. Now, he doesn't have any family here, but he has, I guess, cousins around here that are like family members. He does live at a different residence. He does live alone. And so we are contesting the charges when we get to state court. But I understand that the court will impose a stay away provision and no further contact, which is fine. We are asking for a signature bond. I understand he does have a bond already, but he wasn't able to bond out. So we're asking for a signature bond. And I think he's been in custody for 2 days.
What's his current bond?
Judge, I apologize. He has a $2,000 bond set already, and the state was requesting that be a surety bond at this point.
It is a surety bond now, though, Ms. Baker. So you're saying you want it to be a signature bond?
No, if it's already a surety bond, then that was oversight on my part. Thank you for correcting my error.
Okay. And he's been in jail how many days?
For
And this
2 days.
happened?
2 days.
All right.
This happened in July, Your Honor, but he's been in custody for 2 days, my understanding.
On this charge?
Correct.
All right. The defendant is going to receive a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. He is absolutely to have no contact whatsoever with Mr. Perry and stay away from that incident location. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Is there anything additional?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much. I think that
that concludes your business.
Yes, if I could be excused, please.
Yes, you can. Take care, Ms. Challenger. Good to see you as always. Best
Likewise.
of luck to you, Mr. Williams. Take care. All right, who do we have next?
Position 6, Griffin.
I got a feeling about Griffin.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Griffin. Your case 23 CR 006286Y. You're charged with battery family violence with the offense date of July 13th. You understand, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2021 battery DV. It was dead, doctor. He was recommended level 1.
Okay. All right, Ms. Baker, please proceed.
Thank you, Judge. This gentleman actually has 2 cases pending at this time. There's a second case that I don't think has made the calendar, but our recommendation for bond will be the same for both cases. So if it's all right with the court, I'd like to share the facts for both of them.
Well, I don't think you should if this case, the other case is not here. Well, you'll end up just telling me, I mean, you can, but there's nothing I
So
can do.
that other case was filed down, Your Honor. It just was not assigned a CR number. So I don't know if Mr. Jordan can hear me, but if somebody from the clerk's office can pull it down, but it was filed down this morning with the other case.
So he should have been on here twice. He's
That
another
is correct.
add-on.
Which defendant are y'all?
Position 6, Jeremy Griffin should have a second case.
Spacing signs.
Oh, okay, I still sit on the queue.
All right, I'll set bond. Go ahead, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, Judge. There are 2 incidents with this gentleman and his the mother of his children. They have 2 children together. The first incident occurred on July the 13th of 2023. Law enforcement responded to a location that actually is where the defendant resides and the victim has moved. That was based on a 911 call from the victim's mother. She stated that the defendant had harmed her daughter. Police met with the victim, who is Miss Harris. At the time, she had a busted, bleeding nose. She said that the defendant had hit her and would not let her leave the apartment. This was over allegations of infidelity. The defendant was not there when the police arrived. The second incident that we just discussed, excuse me, occurred on August the 10th, 2023. Same location. Officers responded to a domestic dispute. And so what happened was the victim was there putting her children in the car. The defendant pulled up in a vehicle and got out with a paint gun and demanded to see his son. When the victim turned her back, he shot her repeatedly with the paint gun in the back and neck, resulting in multiple injuries to her back and neck. It's my understanding they are no longer living together, so she no longer lives at that address. And she should be appearing by Zoom today. The state's request is that the court set a cash bond in these cases, cash bond only, no further contact with, I believe her name is Brianna, but it's spelled Breyyanna Harris, that he attend family violence intervention program, no guns, drugs, or alcohol, and I would ask that the court sound for the victim. Thank you.
All right. I'm sounding for Ms. Harris at this time. If you're present and wish to make a statement.
My cat just fell out of that window that he was in. So
hearing, seeing. No,
sorry if I was a little entranced.
Ms. Evans, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 22 years old. He's lived in Georgia his whole life, so he has strong ties to the community. He's gainfully employed. He works as a ramp agent at the airport, where he's been working for almost 2 years. He's also enrolled in school. He goes to Savannah State University online. He's studying business management and has 2 more years left until he graduates. He is a father of 2 children, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. It's my understanding that the complaining witness is the mother of those children. The kids reside with my client on the weekdays, and they're with their mom on the weekends sometimes. It's my understanding that my client is the primary caretaker and breadwinner of these 2 children, Your Honor. So I do ask you to take that into consideration when setting bond today. As you've heard, the complaining witness does not reside at the location, so a stay away would not be necessary. He would not object to a no further contact, and he does deny the allegations. I am requesting a signature bond, Your Honor, and if not, a maximum bond of $400. That's all he can afford at this time. And if he doesn't get out, there's no one to take care of his kids, and he will also likely lose his job.
So don't shoot
All
people
right.
with paint
And
guns.
did we figure out the second case? Should I set the bond? Was it, I know you don't know, Ms. Abbott. Mr. Jordan, am I able to set bond for the second case, or should?
The second case is 23 CR 006-291Y.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jordan. In the case ending in 6286Y, defendant's gonna receive a $5,000 surety bond. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that incident location. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons of the condition of that surety bond. For the case ending in 6291Y, defendant is gonna receive a $1,500 surety bond. He's to have with the same conditions, and as a reminder, he will be reset to state all purpose on October the 31st. Is there anything additional?
Yeah, Your Honor, I would just ask you to reconsider the stay away. She doesn't live at that location. The state had confirmed that during the recitation of the alleged allegations.
Okay, let me make sure that that's correct, Ms. Baker.
That is my understanding, but based on our contact with the victim, yes.
Okay, I'm just concerned with her not being here. All right, we will remove the stay away based upon the information that we have. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case at this time.
Next one is number 9, Jenkins.
Number 9, Jenkins?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Jenkins, your case is 23 CR 006277G. You're charged with simple battery. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have the history, please?
21 total. Last was 2020 simple battery conviction. 2018 simple battery DV no load. 2012 probation. 2012 robbery conviction. 2011 robbery conviction. 2010 obstruction conviction and a shoplifting conviction from 2010. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Walker, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant was in front of the courthouse at 185 Central Ave. He was engaged with a verbal argument with the victim, whose name was Gregory Williams. At that time, the defendant did grab a tree branch and strike the victim in the head. We are asking for a no contact with Mr. Gregory Williams, to stay away from 185 Central unless he has any official business. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
So far, we've had a victim struck in the head with a TV. We've had a victim struck in the head with a tree branch. I know there were some other ones, but seriously, man, people just use anything to strike them in the head with.
If I didn't say a bond amount, we were requesting a $3,000 surety bond, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I do need the name of the victim one more time so I can sound.
Gregory Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, if you are present and wish to make a statement, this is your opportunity to do so. All right, hearing, seeing none, Ms. Kim, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 36 years old and he claims that it was a self-defense. Mr. Gregory Williams had a knife and he was threatened to be in danger. So he has to protect himself. Your Honor, he is gainfully employed at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. He set up the hospitality. He graduated from high school. He even pursued an associate degree. He has a college education. I would like to request for a signature on bond. He has 2 minor children that he has to still support. Because of that, even though he's working, he is qualified for public defender services. So our team will continuously represent him, and we have no objection to no further contact with Gregory Williams, and that's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. At this time, defendant is going to receive $1,000 surety bond. He is to have no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim and stay away from the location on Central Avenue unless he has official business. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor, from defense.
I missed that
All right.
one.
Best
For
of
real?
luck to you, Mr. Jenkins. That concludes your case.
Number 12, Marshall.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Marshall. Your case is 23 CR 006272D. You're charged with criminal trespass and theft by shoplifting. Do you understand, right?
Thank you, Holly. Much love. Oh my God, I
Okay.
don't even want to
This
look.
case is no longer holding you in the Fulton County Jail, Mr. Marshall. All right? That's the end of your case. Best of luck to you. All right, who do we have next?
The next person is position number 15, Ringer.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 23 CR 006276F. You're charged with theft by taking. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Howard.
You said Ringer?
Yep, 15.
Last arrest was 2022 for trespass. That's open in state court. Trespass, simple battery. 22 CR 003265F. 2018 possession of cocaine, possession of a schedule 1 or 2. And 2011 trespass NOLO.
All right, thank you. Ms. Baker?
Thank you, Judge. This case stems from a theft of a bicycle in July of this year. The incident location is a Shell station at 11370 State Bridge Road in Alpharetta. The victim, Mr. Paul Manning, works at that location. He stated that his bicycle was stolen while he was at work one day. The following day or 2 days later, a regular customer came in, and that turns out to be the defendant in this case. He stated that he had taken the bicycle and intended to return it. Police obtained video footage showing the theft of the bicycle. The state's asking for a signature bond, and we sound for the victim that the defendant stay away from the Shell station at 11370 State Bridge Road in Alpharetta, and that he have no contact with the victim, the owner of the bicycle, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Thank you.
All right, I am sounding for Mr. Manning. If you wish to make a statement. Okay, Ms. Kim, I'm inclined to give this defendant a signature bond through the jail with the requirement that he have no contact with Mr. Manning and stay away from that Shell station on State Bridge. Do you have any objection or anything you'd like to add to the record?
One thing that I have no objection to the ruling, one thing that I want to put it on the record is that my client borrowed from Mr. Paul Manning, and then while he borrowed, it was stolen by somebody else. That we would like to put on the record. Thanks.
All right, so he contests the facts, but you don't object to this signature bond. The defendant receiving $5,500 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no contact with Paul Manning and stay away from that location on State Bridge in Alpharetta. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition of that SOB. Is there anything additional, Ms. Kim or Ms. Baker?
No, nothing further.
I see a note from Mr. Howard. Is Manning on the line?
I sounded. What was the note?
Paul Manning, is that the victim?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just see him on the Zoom, so I'm sorry. No, I came in towards the end, but he is present.
Mr. Manuel, let's just make sure. Do you wish to say anything? We've sounded for you twice. You're not required to.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you coming to court, and best of luck to all concerned. All right, that concludes your case. Who do we have next?
So sorry, guys.
We have the two breakout cases, and then we have Mr. Odom, he's in the courtroom, Ms. Kim needs to call the courtroom to talk to him.
Okay, Ms. Kim, can you
I'll
get,
call. Yes,
do you need to go to the breakout as well, Ms. Kim? Or can you do the
Yes,
interview
for
while
11.
we're in the breakout?
number 11 is my case, Your Honor, for a breakout room. But I guess
What we can
Right.
do is, can we do the breakout first? And then what we can do is allow you to do your interview. Can we do that?
Okay.
All right, so if I can be placed in the breakout with Mr. Walker, Ms. Kim, Ms. Abden, and who else needs to come with you, Mr. Walker?
Can I have SG Denise? She has her
Okay.
hand raised, I believe.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
The cats are part of the show. Sorry, y'all. I love these hellions. I really do. They are the absolute best friends. And they are such a big pain in the butt. Yes. They really are. They're so funny. They're hilarious. I wish y'all could just be here and see the terror that they're just. Oh my goodness. Would you stop? He's in the window knocking stuff out from behind the curtain or from behind the flag. And the other one, when he fell down off the windowsill, he landed on the dresser with two of his paws that has all of my daughter's nail polish. I don't know. Yesterday, if any of you saw yesterday when I panned over, like it looks like just a whole bunch of clutter, but it's all her makeup and nail polish and stuff from several years of collecting as the teenage girls do. So I truly believe that. I really do. They except for that one. No, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Okay, let me see if I can speed this up a little. Give me a second, because they're in a breakout room, and sometimes that can take quite a while. So I am going to skip ahead until they return. Ooh, I'm glad I'm doing this. It would have been quite a long wait.
006281F.
Hi, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yeah, I just said hi, Your Honor.
Oh, hello. Good afternoon. Do you understand your rights today?
Hi.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have his history?
This is number 11.
Yes. We're gonna do it first so that Ms. Kim can then do her. Ms. Kim, this is not who you need to interview. You need to interview Odom, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll let you do this. We're gonna do your case first so that you can do that interview. So can I have the history, please?
13 total. Last was 2021. Felony obstruction. It was dismissed. He got some driving history from 2017. He don't have any violence.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 2660 Spalding Drive, where they spoke with the victim, Miss Maria Revzina, who is the defendant's wife. She advised that her and her husband were in a verbal altercation when he became physical and became aggressive. He grabbed her by the wrist. We have spoke with the victim. She desires to have no contact and she is concerned for her safety. So we are asking for a stay away. We are also asking for a UJR through pretrial services and a BHET, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, thank you. I've already heard from the alleged victim in this case in breakout, so I will go straight to Ms. Kim. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 40 years old. He's gainfully employed. He has a self-employment project manager for a construction business, and he completed up to 10th grade. He and his wife are making more money than minimum requirement for public defender services, so they are not qualified for public defender services. Your Honor, we would like to request for no further violent contact, which is my client's wishes. He denies the allegation, and there was no actual battery. This is a simple assault that happened. We would like to object for BHET at this point. We have no objection for signature on bond. Thanks.
All right.
So they don't qualify for the services of the Office of the Public Defender, but the Office of the Public Defender is still providing their services. I'm sorry. I'm calling it that because of her sign behind her. It's cute, but yeah. I don't know how that works, that he still gets it even if he doesn't qualify for it.
Defendant is going to receive a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial per judge. He's going to take the one-day anger awareness course and have no contact with the alleged victim. Additionally, he is going to stay away from the incident location. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get some items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition of that signature bond through pretrial services. Is there anything additional?
Well, didn't you say it wasn't a battery? It was just a simple assault. I think that was the defense was, yeah, he did something, but it wasn't as bad as what you're charging him with. So just let him go, right?
Oh. May he also have a third-party transfer for his two boys?
Yes, he can arrange transport of the children through a third party.
Thanks,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Best of luck. 5,000 SOB through pretrial, and I'm assuming it's per judge.
Yeah. You did you say anger awareness?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Remember, Philip, those who stir the shit pot should have to lick the spoon.
All right. Can we move to the next position?
Number 2, Armstrong.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Armstrong. Your case is 23 CR 006283E. You're charged with terroristic threats in this case. Do you understand your rights?
Now,
Mr. Hart, can I have the history, please?
First arrest. He's 17 years old. He was recommended. Never mind.
He's 17 years old and just spout.
All right, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, Judge. This offense occurred yesterday. The location is at 3000 Continental Colony. Officers were there conducting an investigation, and the victim in this case, Officer Schaefer, was part of a perimeter that had been set up. While she was maintaining that location, the defendant was standing 10 to 15 feet away from her, pointed his finger at her, and stated he would punch her in the bleepity bleep face. She detained him. While he was being detained, he stated, he's a bleepity bleep juvenile and there's nothing we can do to him. He turned 17 3 days ago. 4 days now.
Bleepity bleep.
The state's requesting a signature bond, no further contact with this officer, no non-prescribed drugs, no guns, no alcohol.
All right, thank you. Ms. Acton, is your client currently in high school?
Yes, Your Honor. He's a junior at Hank Aaron Academy. And I believe his mom is on the line to show her support, and she's also able to sign him out if that is necessary.
His mom needs to let him sit in there a
Is
few
there anything
days.
additional you'd like to put on the record?
No, Your Honor. He does have strong ties to the community. He's lived in Georgia his whole life. He is going to the At Promise Center. It's an after-school program. So if Your Honor is inclined to set any curfew, I just would like to have him be able to continue doing that. And no objection to the signature bond. And he does reside at this address. I believe the state asked for a stay away.
We're pro cursey words around here.
I did not.
Oh, okay. I misheard. I apologize.
One question though, Ms. Abden, the after-school program that he's engaged in, what do you know the hours?
So it's my understanding he usually gets home around 5:30, but I don't know if that.
I think bleepity bleep is the cousin of Manamana. Do, 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 do.
That is after the program. If I could just maybe ask him that, or his mom that, maybe they have.
What we'll do is that wouldn't prohibit him. Okay, defendant is gonna receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial services. He's gonna take that 1-day anger awareness course as well. And he's gonna have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, the officer in this case. Additionally, he's gonna have a curfew whereby unless he is at school or the after school program or a job of some sort or at a doctor, he needs to be home from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Additionally, he's to, of course, have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition of that SOB through pretrial. And I will accept pretrial as recommended level. What is his mother's name, Ms. Abden? As I'm sure he's gonna require a co-sign.
Rhonda Armstrong.
What is it?
Rhonda Armstrong.
Spell it, please.
CURONDA Armstrong.
That's the mother, correct?
Yes.
Sir.
Do you want me to put her number in the chat?
Her name, the correct spelling of her name as well.
I got you.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, is there anything additional?
She just need to have valid ID when she go to cosign.
All right, ma'am, you heard those instructions. Please make sure you have a valid ID when you go to pick up your son. All right, best of luck to all parties concerned. That concludes your case, Mr. Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong, this is a second chance. We do not want to see you back here in court for any other reasons. You understand? Make sure you stay in school and stay engaged in learning.
Keep
best of luck to you. All right, who do we have next?
I'm about to put the address in the chat for her where she need to go to cosign.
All right.
Yes, we have Mr. Jackson, add-on number 2.
What happened to position 10, Mr. Marlon Johnson?
He's in housing. We gotta go to the floor.
I'm sorry, he was?
He's in housing. We gotta go to the floor to do him. He's not down here in the cover.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Jackson, your case is 23 CR 006294J. You're charged with theft by receiving with the incident date of October the 17th. Do you understand, right? Is that a yes? Is this Ms. Kim's case?
Yes, ma'am.
If this is Ms. Kim's case, we're gonna be at a hold.
Your Honor, it's not my case, so I'm assuming it is Ms.
Okay,
Kim.
so we can't do this case, but do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Jordan. I figured that hit and run and duty to return with the same charge. The same bonds will still apply, Ms. Bridgewater?
Yes,
So just
ma'am.
apply that $1,000 to the no insurance.
Got you.
Thank you.
So has anyone else received, because I have not, the add-on calendar? So when
We're
Okay,
reading it from the chat. I've been reading it from the
I
chat.
just set
I
it
don't
up.
think we
The
have-
add-on.
okay. Now, this person that's Miss Kim's client we're waiting on, is that a part of the add-on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just want you all forewarn you if I'm skipping all over stuff when I read this calendar.
That's all right, Ms. Bridgewater. You always get it done and get it done well. We
Oh.
have, so we're holding on Odom with Miss Kim. We're also holding on this position. Do we want to review the calendar now? While Miss Kim, Miss Afton, would you be willing to fill Miss Kim in?
Yeah, I handle the calendar anyway, so.
All right, Ms. Bridgewater, can we attempt to review? We know we have two.
Okay, I think I set myself up, but here we go.
Okay.
Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is October 31st. Position number 1 is going to the SAP calendar with a $1,500 good bond. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $4,000 SOB through pre.
I'm gonna see does Miss Kim come back to argue for that guy? Oh, there she is.
I don't know what's going
That's okay. I adore you. I absolutely love you, Big Tiff Dog. I bleepity bleep and love you. Oh. All right, come on, guys.
I'm done with the interview. I'm ready to proceed.
Mission accomplished. Yes, much love.
We were waiting on Jeffrey.
Y'all make my night. You guys are great. We should do this again sometime. Oh, you can't tell I'm tired, can you? I'm going to make it through this calendar, though. You betcha. There ain't much left of it.
All right, let's begin. We now are taking up the add-on case, and Mr. Jackson has explained that he understands his rights. Mr. Walker, can we have the history, please?
I don't have history, so we can circle back to that.
I mean, I have it. I'll just exclude me.
Yeah, if you don't mind doing it.
You said deferred. You said deferred. All right,
That was the last time.
All right, what's the history, Mr. Hart?
This is a fifth arrest.
You asking us or telling us?
I'm telling you.
Oh.
Last arrest was back in December of last year for shoplifting out of the cab. June of last year, misdemeanor possession of marijuana. He got a sale of marijuana, drugs not in the original container, possession of a Schedule 4, possession of a knife for a firearm during a commission. That was out of Fayetteville. Disorderly conduct, shoplifting, misdemeanor possession of marijuana out of Dunwoody. 2017, and he is wanted out of car for larceny from a building.
So in this case, Your Honor, law enforcement was dispatched to Howe Residence Hall on the Georgia Tech campus. That address is 640 Williams Street, where they spoke to the victim, Mr. Dinyar Islam, who advised that his electric scooter had been stolen from the property. The defendant was found at a later time with the scooter in possession. The state is asking for a $1,000 surety bond and a stay away from the incident location. which is the entire Georgia Tech campus, and no further contact with the victim, Mr. Dinyar Islam.
All right, I'm sounding for Mr. Islam. If you're present and wish to make a statement, this is your opportunity.
I just had a feeling this would be a good one to watch tonight.
Okay, hearing none, Ms. Kim?
Yes, my client, Mr. Jackson, is 27 years old, Your Honor. He was born and raised here in Georgia. His family is here. He has a strong ties to the community. Your Honor, he actually has been working at Georgia Tech as a chef, and he got fired yesterday as soon as he was arrested for this charge. And he said that he thought it was an abandoned scooter. But anyway, my client, I would like to request for signature on bond for this case. And he has no children, and he does have a high school degree. He also has a certificate for AC technology as a technician. So we would like to request for signature on bond. That's it. We have no objection to stay away and no further contact.
I love
All right.
having you here.
Defendant will receive a $5,000 SOB through the jail. He's to stay away from Georgia Tech campus in its entirety and have no contact with the alleged victim. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from defense.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Position number 10, Johnson.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. Your case, I'm sorry, that's not right. Your case number is 23 CR 006275A. You're charged with obstruction. In this case, the offense date is October the 17th. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It is also being recorded that any member of the public can watch. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today?
I do.
All right, Ms. Howard, can I have a history, please?
Total. Last arrest was in February, entering October with intent to commit theft or a felony. That's open, 23 CP 216572. You got an open suspended license and obstruction. Open case in Cobb County, conversion of payments for real property improvement. Got an arrest also from this year, theft by deception, 2018 failure to appear. 2017 theft by taking obstruction, probation. Burglary, possession of tools conviction. 2015 burglary conviction. 2014 2 counts of entering auto theft by taking. I think he has a probation hold.
I'm sure you saw on one of my first lives that I did, I said the reason that I very specifically waited until it was like 10 o'clock at night or something before I started it even, was that I wanted to give my Australian and my UK members a chance to see it during their daytime, because very often when you guys like a streamer from the US, you're up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning your time, and I just wanted to give you a chance to see us awake or not be on replay crew. I won't always be streaming so late at night, but I really do love having you here when I can get you. And right now, like today, I was really planning on coming on a lot earlier. But I got tied up doing parenting, adulting things. But it was good. My kid had parent teacher conferences, so I went to those, and got to meet some of her teachers and hear how well she's doing in school. So that was more important than catching clips. But I did manage to record the entire hearing of the intimate shave trial divorce hearing that Mike posted a couple clips from it, but I had been recording it for 2 days by the point where he found it. So it's mine, darn it. No, and he and I were talking on Instagram, and he said that he thought I should still roll with it, even because there's a lot in that hearing that he didn't see or didn't show, I guess I should say. But it's a good one, but it needs some editing. So I've got to go through and edit it. It's going to be 3 or 4 hours of a trial, maybe even a little longer than that, actually. It's going to end up being a 2 or 3 day event. So grab your popcorn, get your shades, and just roll with me for a few days. And if I haven't said it, I love you guys. And if you guys don't mind, please hit the like button. I'm sure you guys are subscribed if you're watching this already, but if you're not, just double check and make sure you are. Help me beat the YouTube algorithm because I by the time I am able to get monetized in January, I would like to have a little bit of a base build up, just little bit of a fan club maybe, so that when I can offer memberships again, then then I have something starting out, a good collection of friends already, and if anybody wants to throw anything in the Cash App, I do have that in the description of this video, because I put on there if people wanted to win a pair of earrings, they can throw in $10, and that literally only covers shipping and materials on most of them, because I sell them for $15 a pair, but shipping is $5.05. So doing it for, and then the bubble envelope and the materials and everything. So putting on there for $10 to get into a giveaway for a chance to win a pair is a pretty darn good deal. But yeah, and if anybody wants to just, if you do that for the giveaway part, make sure to put on there your real name and your address, and what design you liked. And if you're doing it just to throw me a tip or anything, just make sure to specify that. But definitely hit the like if you could. That's free, doesn't cost anything, and it really does help me out, helps me grow the channel, because I would like to do this for a very, very long time. But for the next couple of months, I'm doing it for 100% free, which is fine, because this is my social hour.
Okay. All right, Ms. Baker. Oh, this is Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker, please.
This is my question, Your Honor. From my understanding, the sheriff's deputy was in the process of serving a warrant at 679 South Elizabeth Place. The defendant was wanted at that time. The defendant did refuse to come to the door. It was found hiding in the attic. We're asking for $1,000. I'm sorry, we're asking for a UJR through the jail. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out mine.
All right, Ms. Kim, I'm inclined to grant that. Do you have any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. I just want to put this on the record that he has a right to refuse anybody to come into
I
his
love
house.
you.
So that's all.
Well, not when you're wanted, but okay.
Muted. All right, defendant's gonna receive a $6,000 SOB through the jail. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. All right, now, the only case left is Mr. Odom. Mr. Odom, your case is 23 CR 006278F. You're charged with 2 counts of false report of a crime and 1 count of driving while your license is suspended. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes? Yes, I'm assuming he's saying yes. Mr. Howard?
8 total. Last arrest was 2022 battery, cruise in a third. 2 counts, that was a conviction. You got to open DUI and suspend the license.
I'm so glad you did.
On probation and car for
you.
possession of meth as of February of this year. That's all.
Okay. All right, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant was involved in a car accident located at 285 South in the MLK exit with the victim, whose name is Ms. Kendra Gray. Upon making contact with the defendant, they both mutually agreed that they would not make a police report. And I think that each party would be responsible for their own damages. An hour or so later, the defendant reached out to the victim, stating that he needed to make a police report and that he did not have a license, and that he asked the victim to return to the scene of the accident to allow his wife to file the incident report for him. Of course, the victim felt uncomfortable and refused to do so. Later that day, the defendant himself actually went back to the incident location with his wife and helped his wife file a false incident report saying that he was involved in a hit and run with the victim, which is not the truth. At that time, a report was made and the victim was made aware of the report. Luckily, the victim did have phone calls recorded between her and the defendant. She was able to provide this information to the investigator. The victim, Ms. Kendra Gray, is on the line, and I would ask for the court to sound for her at the appropriate time. The state is asking for a no contact, no driving without a valid license, and a UJR through pretrial services.
Okay. All right, Ms. Gray, I see you on the line. If you'd like to make a statement, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. Do you swear in the firm testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
So he's
All right, again, if
higher,
you disagree with the facts, I'm not as concerned as with your rendition of what happened. You will have your day and opportunity to present that evidence, but I will hear a brief statement from you. What would you like to tell me?
I don't have anything to say at this moment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you coming support. Ms. Kim, I'm inclined to follow the state's recommendation. Do you have any objection or additional information you'd like to add to perfect the record?
No objection. I would like to put that he was not driving. That's what he said. So other than that, we have no objection, Your Honor.
He lied about everything else. I'm sure he lied about that too.
He was not driving?
That's what he said. But we have no objection to UJR, Your Honor.
Fulton County.
No further contact is totally fine with my client as well.
Okay. That's a strange addition, but okay. All right, defendant is gonna receive a $6,000 SOB through the jail, $2,000 each count. He's not to drive without a valid license issued by the Georgia DDS. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons as a condition of that SOB. Is there anything further?
Nothing further.
No, the victim just wanted to see him get punished or get the first stage of the process of getting punished. The judge said she wasn't interested in hearing the victim's rendition of what happened because this isn't the time for that. Right now she's just setting bond for him. So the only concern is, do you feel safe if he's out or not? You know, and in the case of a car accident, hit and run kind of thing, or, whatever happened between them like that. It's not a domestic violence situation. Nobody was battered or anything like that. So that information isn't necessary. So the only thing that the victim is there for right now is just to see the process getting going. I'm sure she wants to see him punished. I definitely would. Oh, gotta hit this button before I hit that button. Sorry.
Other from defense, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. And I believe courtroom 2 is complete. You can be excused. Thank you, take care. And the entire calendar is complete. We will be in recess until tomorrow's SCA calendar. Is there any additional questions or comments from anyone before we conclude?
Yes, Your Honor.
No. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I thought it was
So,
defendant
if you
speaking.
have any question, please call me. I'll be happy to explain. You have a right to remain silent. You got the SOB signature on bond, so please do not say anything.
Was that the defendant speaking or no?
No, I'm sorry. This is courtroom 2.
I'm sorry.
Go back to Marlon Johnson. What was he? He got an SOB. What it was 5,000.
Are you asked? Oh, I don't remember. Miss Bridgewater, what was it? I didn't.
It was a $6,000 total, 2,000 on each charge, and that's through the jail.
She's so
No, this is for Marlon Johnson, the one before this case.
What you say? What's the name?
Marlon Johnson.
Okay, hold on. I have so much paperwork on my desk.
I have his 6,000 SOB, but it's only one charge. He got 6,000 on the one SOB through the jail. Is that correct, Miss Bridgewater?
Yes.
Ms. Kim is co-signing on that. Yes.
Okay. I don't know because that my 6 looks suspiciously like a 3. I don't know, but I believe it's a 6.
How?
Okay, thank you.
Marlon Johnson, it is a $6,000 SOB through the jail.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else, Mr. Walker?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
I do have one thing.
Okay.
Sorry. I just wanted to say that I sent the consent orders for the 2 pad people, Miss Bridgewater. So I just wanted to make you
Yeah,
aware.
let me ask you about that. Are we going to be getting these in the future now, like this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, you know, when it doesn't have an actual case number, I'm just sending it to the judge to sign. I'm not actually keeping a copy of all of this. So just so you know.
Say that again. I'm getting paperwork. What am I getting?
No, don't say that.
So the cases that are going to be referred to PAD moving forward are not going to be accused, Your Honor. So there's no case number. It's either a warrant number. And today we didn't have the warrant number, so there's just the booking number.
How will we decide who actually signs these? Is it always the presiding judge who does SCA?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. These are cases that we can go to a breakout room if we need to visit further.
That's highly unnecessary.
Are you
Sometimes
sure?
people send things over to us with no explanation and say sign. So
Right. That's why I wanted to, with everybody here, just put it out there.
So yeah, it's a new initiative that we have with PAD. So we're diverting cases with PAD pre-accusation. And that's why Ms. Jackie Patterson is on the line. So today we had 2 cases that was referred and the state is consenting to signature bonds. And once they release the PAD, we will dismiss their open case. Well, it's an unaccused case at this point, but so it actually will be an NOD. I misspoke.
okay. All right, understood.
And one last thing before we leave, who's responsible for sending me that null pros that we have today?
Mr. Walker.
I just wanted to see his hand go up. Okay, thank you.
Y'all, I'm so
All right.
sorry
and if
about her
anything that is
volume.
sent to presiding
Wow.
can be sent to me as a PDF in the event I am not in a place where there's a printer. I would appreciate it, be well. All right, everyone, take care. That concludes our calendar. We are now officially in recess. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Everyone take care.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was so much amazing fun. Oh, Sorry. I didn't realize that that would keep going. Thank you all for coming out. Oh, it's okay, Sparky. I'm glad you made it, and trust me, there's going to be plenty more fun coming in the future. I've got a lot of editing to do for the next case that I'm going to show, but hopefully the next 3 days are spoken for. We're gonna have lots of fun with that one. I can already tell. I know you guys. I already know you guys. You're just gonna have a blast. And Letha May, I wanted to say, sweetie, that was awesome. That comment that you're going back for that. I'm super, super proud of you. Social work is really difficult emotionally, and but you've already, I mean, criminal lab technology, that's a huge commitment school wise. And so, I mean, golly gee, you're super smart and you're sweet, so you got that. You've got it. But you guys are all amazing, and I am so grateful that you guys are here. And I'm gonna go get some sleep because I'm super tired. Oh, but I love you all. Thank you so much. Much love. And I will see you tomorrow. I can't wait.